inclination of a straight line. Inclination is the angle made by the line with the positive direction of the x-axis when measured in anti-clockwise direction. So inclination यहाँ पर theta है, the line is L. Angle theta with positive x-axis or when measured in anti-clockwise direction. A line makes two angles, supplementary angles. So the one which is measured in the anti-clockwise direction is the inclination. The other angle is 180 minus theta, but we call theta as the inclination. The inclination of x-axis theta is 0 degree or 0 radian, while inclination of y-axis theta is 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians. As can be observed, the y-axis makes an angle 90 degree in the anti-clockwise direction. X-axis makes 0 degree. Therefore, any line parallel to the x-axis has inclination 0, parallel to y-axis has inclination 90 degree or pi by 2 radians. Suppose we have a line M. Now this angle is 135 degrees. The remainder is 45 because they are forming a linear pair, they are supplementary. So the inclination here of M is 135 degrees. As can be observed, theta, that is the inclination, can take values between 0 and 180 degrees only. Okay? So it is 0, pi. तो ये था inclination. Now we move to slope of a straight line. Slope, we also call it gradient. So slope is given by M is equal to tan theta, where theta is the inclination of the given line. It is denoted by M say tan theta. Consider this x-axis, y-axis. I have a straight line making an inclination 45 degrees L. So slope of L is M is equal to tan 45. That means M is equal to 1. इसका slope M is equal to 1 हो जाएगा. Again, For x-axis, theta, that is the inclination, is 0. Therefore, slope is m is equal to tan 0, which is 0. So, for any line parallel to x-axis, the slope is 0. For y-axis, theta is equal to 90 degree. So slope is m is equal to tan 90. Now tan 90 is undefined. Therefore, slope of y-axis is undefined, and for any line parallel to y-axis, slope is undefined. ठीक है, तो ये तो स्लोप का कॉन्सेप्ट है बेस्ड ऑन द एंगल or the inclination given. Now suppose we have been provided with 2 points. Suppose there is a straight line ऐसे. The inclination of this line is theta, and the line passes through 2 points, say P, x1 comma y1, Q, x2 comma y2. These are the 2 points on the line. तो क्या करेंगे? I'll complete a right angle triangle यहाँ पर. Since this is theta, this line इसको PQR बोल देते हैं. तो PR, ये जो पॉइंट है PR, this is parallel to the x-axis. PR जो है it is parallel to the x-axis. So corresponding angles के हिसाब से this is theta, this is 90 degrees. Again, if you observe, यहाँ पे origin है, origin से लेके P तक का distance is x1, and origin से लेके R तक का distance, that is this distance, is x2. So this is x2 minus x1. Similarly, ये जो QR है, this is y2 minus y1. So suppose if this is the line L, theta is the inclination of L and theta is acute. It is an acute angle less than 90. So what we'll do here, आपको पता है इसका स्लोप निकालना है. इंक्लिनेशन थीटा ऑलरेडी दिया हुआ है. स्लोप ऑफ L is m is equal to tan theta. Now look at this right angle triangle. In triangle PQR, tan थीटा क्या हो जाता है? Opposite over adjacent. So that is QR over PR. That is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if x1 y1 and x2 y2 are the coordinates of the points on the line, any 2 points, तो slope जो है m that can be given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This was for the acute angle. Now if the inclination is an obtuse angle, ये तो acute angle था, अगर obtuse angle है तो उसमें क्या होगा? We'll again draw a diagram satisfying that condition. तो फर्स्ट केस में एक्यूट एंगल था, हम लोगों को ये मिल गया. अब ऑब्ट्यूस एंगल लेकर देखते हैं. So the inclination of this line L in this case is theta. Theta is the inclination and theta is obtuse. If theta is obtuse, मतलब ये जो उसका linear pair form कर रहा है, जो these are supplementary angles. A line can form two angles. One is obtuse, that is the angle traced in with the positive direction. तो दूसरा जो angle है with the x-axis, that becomes 180 minus theta. Now this has to be an acute angle. तो वही चीज़ repeat करेंगे. There are 2 points here. P x1 comma y1, Q x2 comma y2. We'll complete a right angle triangle. Okay. R. Since PR is parallel to the x-axis, तो उस वजह से ये ओरिजिन है, ये वाई एक्सिस है. सिंस पी आर इज पैरेलल टू द एक्स एक्सिस, दिस एंगल बिकम्स 180 माइनस थीटा. द लाइन इज एल. स्लोप का तो वही फॉर्मूला होगा. स्लोप ऑफ एल is m is equal to tan theta. So to tan theta ही है. Now what I'll do is I will find out tan 180 minus theta. Tan 180 minus theta, उसके लिए I need QR, उसके लिए I need PR. So QR, if you observe, that is going to be, यहाँ पर y2 है, ये y1 है. So QR is y2 minus y1. But आपका जो PR है, that becomes x1 minus x2 this time. ये जो distance है point P का from the y axis, that is x1, and Q का it is x2. So it is this whole में से इतना आप subtract करोगे तो it is x1 minus x2. So tan 180 minus theta in this case, again it is opposite over adjacent, so it is QR over PR. That is y2 minus y1 over x1 minus x2. But tan 180 minus theta is minus of tan theta. This lies in the second quadrant. First quadrant 0 से 90 होता है, यहाँ पे 180 है. So if this is theta, this is 180 minus theta for an acute angle. And in the second quadrant, tan is negative. So this gives us minus of tan theta is y2 minus y1 over x1 minus x2. I take the negative on the other side and change this. So this makes it tan theta is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Therefore, slope of line m is again y2 minus y1 over. So irrespective of the fact कि theta is acute or obtuse, if we have 2 points given, the slope is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. ये अगर 2 पॉइंट्स आपके पास अवेलेबल हैं तो आप स्लोप निकाल सकते हो. ठीक है, ये आपने ऑब्जर्व कर लिया, इसको एक बार नोट कर लो, देन वी कैन मूव अहेड. ठीक है. There is another concept. We have studied the equation of a straight line is given by ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now using this we can obtain the slope. आगे जाके हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं ये y is equal to mx plus c slope intercept form. उसमें we are going to use this concept. slope कैसे निकाल सकते हैं directly ये m. But for the time being I'll just give you another formula for slope. If we have been given a straight line का equation, तो slope is equal to, or slope m is equal to minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. ये यूज कर सकते हैं डायरेक्टली आंसर के लिए. तो इन दिस केस slope m will be minus a over b. Why? A is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y. तो ये यूज करके we can obtain the slope. Now that slope क्या है वो पता चल गया, तो we'll obtain certain relationships between parallel and perpendicular lines, slopes के बीच में, for parallel lines. If L1 and L2 are two parallel lines whose slopes are m1 and m2 respectively, and theta 1 and theta 2 are their inclinations. या हम सिर्फ इतना बोले थीटा जो है इज द inclination of line L1. So first I'll draw a line L1. यहाँ पर ये लाइन L1 का इंक्लिनेशन थीटा है with the positive x-axis. That means m1, the slope of line L1 is tan theta. Now L2 is parallel to L1, so I'll draw another line L2, which looks parallel to L1. If it is parallel, that means the inclination of L2 should be the same. It should make the same angle with the positive x-axis as L1. तो मतलब theta is inclination of L2. That means slope of L2 is, now if you observe 1 and 2, what do we get? Therefore m1 is equal to m2 is equal to tan theta. Conclusion drawn is for parallel lines slopes are equal. ये रिजल्ट हमने यूज भी किया था when we considered that any line parallel to x-axis has the slope 0. In that case, what we did is we know slope of x-axis is 0. Slope of any line parallel to x-axis is equal to slope of x-axis and hence that was 0. यही रिजल्ट को यूज किया था. तो we know now for any two parallel lines the slopes are going to be equal. अब perpendicular lines का relation निकालते हैं. Slopes of perpendicular lines. What is the relation between slopes of perpendicular lines? So consider two perpendicular, two lines, non-vertical as okay. These lines are inclined at specific angles which are not 90 degree. मतलब एक 90 एक horizontal ऐसे x axis नहीं. We are not talking about the coordinate axis. और we are talking about any two such lines. Slopes जैसे L1 के slope of L1 is M1, slope of L2 is M2. ठीक है. इसका inclination we will call as θ1. इसका inclination θ2. So now we have two lines. Draw करते हैं which are mutually perpendicular to each other. So this is one line. I will draw another line. इसका inclination is θ2. L1, L2. ठीक है. Tan since M1 is the slope of L1, M1 becomes tan θ1, M2 becomes tan θ2. Now consider this situation. These two lines, है ना, these two lines they form vertically opposite angles. तो यहाँ पर आ गया एक 90 डिग्री. ये θ1 है, ये θ2 है. By exterior angle property of the triangles, इसको नाम दे दो चाहिए तो A, B, C. ठीक है. In triangle ABC, CB and D, this θ2 is the exterior angle and these two are what we call remote interior angles. So exterior angle property say θ2 is equal to 90 plus θ1. ठीक है. So we are going to use this concept. M2 is tan θ2. That means this is tan 90 plus θ1. 90 प्लस थीटा 1 मतलब अगेन अगर ये थीटा है तो यहाँ पर 90 प्लस थीटा हो जाता है सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट जिसमें tan नेगेटिव है. अगेन इन ट्रिग्नोमेट्री वी हैव दिस रूल 90 प्लस थीटा. This is an odd multiple of 90 degree. So we get the co-function of the angle. Plus tan lies in the second quadrant, so negative sign. So this gives me minus of cot theta 1. So M2 is equal to minus of cot theta 1. What is cotangent theta? 1 over tan theta. So minus 1 over tan theta 1. Now observe tan theta 1, that is M1. So M2 is minus 1 over M1, the relationship between slopes of two perpendicular lines. So we say if L1 and L2 are two perpendicular lines such that M1 and M2 are their slopes. So the product of their slopes is minus 1. So if you want to prove that two lines are perpendicular to each other, we simply have to prove that the product of their slopes is minus 1. ठीक है, अभी तक स्लोप का कॉन्सेप्ट किया है. अब इसके ऊपर बेस्ड कुछ क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व करते हैं. वी विल बी सॉल्विंग सम क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द एनसीईआरटी बुक एंड फ्रॉम द आईएससी टेक्स्ट बुक. सो पहले एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन से शुरू करते हैं. क्वेश्चन, find the slope of the line passing through 3, minus 2 and minus 1, 4. So whenever they've given us such a thing, we say 3, minus 2 एक point है A, B is minus 1, 4. The line is passing through these x1, y1, x2, y2. तो slope of AB M is equal to, the formula says y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is 4 minus of minus 2 over minus 1 minus 3. So that is 4 plus 2, 6 over minus 4, that is minus 3 by 2. तो बस आपको फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करना है and you get the answer. Again there is another question asking, find the slope of the line making an inclination alpha is equal to 60 degree with positive x-axis. So here we know the formula. M is equal to tan alpha, directly insert कर देंगे tan 60 and that gives us √3. Slope of the line is √3. ठीक है, we can use this. आगे ये करते हैं. We'll move to some problems from NCERT. Exercise 9.1. Now this question says, without using Pythagoras theorem show that four comma 4, 3 comma 5 and minus 1 comma minus 1 are the vertices of a right angled triangle. So we are not supposed to use distance formula or Pythagoras theorem. So first we'll name them: A 4 comma 4, B 3 comma 5, C minus 1 comma minus 1. Now to show that they are vertices of a right angled triangle, we need to prove that any of the two sides are perpendicular to each other. तो उसके लिए तीनों का स्लोप निकालना होगा. We'll find the slope of AB. I will name these x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. Slope of AB m1 is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is 5 minus 4 over 3 minus 4. So this gives me 1 over minus 1. Therefore m1 is minus 1. Now slope of AC आप कोई भी चूज कर सकते हो. So AC that is given by y3 minus y1 over x3 minus x1. That is minus 1 minus 4 over minus 1 minus 4. That gives me minus 5 by minus 5. So m2 is equal to 1. Now if you check m1 multiplied by m2, minus 1 into 1 gives me minus 1. That is product of the slopes is minus 1. So AB is perpendicular to AC. Therefore triangle ABC is right angled triangle with angle A as 90 degree. Now if you want to prove that these are vertices of a triangle, आपको वो दिखाना पड़ेगा AB plus AC is greater than BC, AB plus BC is greater than AC. वैसे BC plus AC is greater than AB, but we are not expected to do that. ये question का actual aim है to check whether you know the relation between the slopes of two perpendicular lines. So we have used that. We have not used Pythagoras theorem and still proved that triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. वैसे ही एक और क्वेश्चन है, without using distance formula, show that minus 2 comma minus 1, 4 comma 0, 3 comma 3 and minus 3 comma 2 are vertices of a parallelogram. So we will draw a quadrilateral that looks like a parallelogram A, B, C, D. But I haven't highlighted ये ऐसे, मैं ये नहीं दिखा रहा हूँ, ठीक है. I am not showing that the sides are parallel. I am just drawing a figure which resembles a parallelogram so that it helps me calculate the slopes. ठीक है. So we'll calculate the slopes. Slope of AB M1 is, पहले इसको हाईलाइट कर दो, x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3 and this is x4 y4. 4 पॉइंट्स ऐसे. So slope of AB is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 0 minus of minus 1 and 4 minus of minus 2. So that gives me 1 over 6. Slope of BC M2. So again this is y3 minus y2 over x3 minus x2. So that is 3 minus 0 over 3 minus 4. 3 over minus 1, that is minus 3. Slope of CD, that is M3, is given by y4 minus y3 over x4 minus x3. So again that is 2 minus 3 and minus 3 over minus 3. That gives me minus 1 by minus 6, 1 by 6. And last में slope of AD, that is M4, so y4 minus y1 over x4 minus x1. So when we do that, it is 2 minus of minus 1 divided by minus 3 minus of minus 2. Taken the points correctly. ठीक है. So this is 3 minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. So M4 is minus 3. So as we can see, M1 is equal to M3. That means AB is parallel to CD and M2 is equal to M4. That means BC is parallel to AD. Therefore, we have a quadrilateral ABCD whose opposite sides are parallel. So, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. So we have used the concept of slopes and shown that the vertices given are vertices of a parallelogram. ये भी एक बार आप नोट कर लो. ठीक है. Now there is a question, 9th question in the exercise. It says find the angle between the x-axis and the line joining the points 3 comma minus 1 and 4 comma minus 2. So what we'll do here is, first we'll name these points 3 comma minus 1 and 4 comma minus 2. तो स्लोप ऑफ ए बी, पहले बाकी का पार्ट इरेज कर देते हैं. स्लोप ऑफ ए बी m is given by, again this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2, that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So m is minus 2 minus of minus 1 over 4 minus 3. So m is, if you check, minus 1 over 1. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So m is minus 1. Okay. So the slope of given line is minus 1. Now, if theta is the angle made by this line with x-axis, positive x-axis we would say, then m is tan theta and that is minus 1. tan theta is minus 1. देखो, अगर आपको इसको कैलकुलेट करना है तो आप ये देख सकते हो, tan theta is minus. Now what is 1? Tan 45. Okay, minus of tan 45. Now we have a situation where our angle can lie between the first and second quadrants. First quadrant तो नहीं है. आपको एक रूल पता है, 180 minus theta. If this is theta, this is 180 minus theta. Tan 180 minus theta is minus tan theta. So tan theta is tan, according to this rule, ठीक है, minus tan 45. So this is 180 minus 45. So tan theta is tan 135. That means theta is 135. अगर डायरेक्ट वैल्यू पता है, tan थीटा की डायरेक्ट वैल्यू होती है tan 135, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. अगर नहीं पता है तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करके भी कर सकता है. Therefore, angle made by the line with positive x-axis is 135 degree. So obviously with the other side it will be 45 degrees. ये 9th क्वेश्चन था NCERT का. Now there is another one, 11th question based on slopes. एक्सरसाइज में से the question says a line passes through x1 comma y1 and h comma k if the slope of the line ऐसे आने दो ना, क्या प्रॉब्लम है. if the slope of line is m show that k minus y1 is equal to m times h minus x1. Okay. So again the line passes through 2 points. We will call them as a x1 comma y1 and b h comma k. Now what will be slope of AB? They have given that the slope of the line is m. So according to this is k minus y1 over h minus x1. कैसे? अगर इसको x2 y2 बोलते हो तो it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is k minus y1 over h minus x1. So now m is equal to k minus y1 over h minus x1. Take this whole denominator on the other side. So m times h minus x1 is equal to k minus y1. Finally, इसको rearrange कर दो, आपको मिल जाता है. There is another concept about collinearity. We'll discuss. A, B, C are 3 points. Collinear points क्या होता है? Collinear points. 3 or more points are said to be collinear if they lie in the same line. तो यहाँ पर बोलेंगे A, B, C are collinear if slope of AB is equal to slope of BC. या slope of AB is equal to slope of AC. Okay, so we will try a question. ISC book से. This says 6 comma minus 1, 5 comma 0, 2 comma 3 are 3 points. Check if they are collinear. So we'll give them 6 comma minus 1, this is A, 5 comma 0, this is B, 2 comma 3, this is C. So we check slope of AB. तीनों का slope निकाल सकते हैं. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that is 0 minus of minus 1 over 5 minus 6. So that makes it 1 over minus 1. Slope इसको m1 बोल देते हैं. Slope of BC. So it is y3 minus y2 over x3 minus x2. 3 minus 0 over 2 minus 3. 3 over minus 3, again minus 1. As we can see, m1 is equal to m2. Therefore, slope of AB is equal to slope of BC. So we have used the concept of slopes and proved A, B, C are collinear. ठीक है? So this was the first session. We dealt with the concept of slopes. Next lecture में we will obtain an expression for angle between the two lines, and then with the equations, various equations जो slope point form, double intercept form, slope intercept form and so on.